Longtime supporter Randall challenged me to bring the dying archetype Aggrovine to a new Lurrus meta. I've come up with a sweet Hogaak variant featuring Grief Reanimate that might have the legs to compete versus the cat. Okay, welcome back, vintage gamers, to a little bit of a special evening here. It is a donation deck list, but it is also a deck list of my creation. Randall, longtime supporter of the stream, was interested in seeing Aggrovine in the current metagame. Aggrovine is a deck that used to be played in the past as a way to beat Bazaar Wasteland decks that were targeting your Bazaar because you only really needed one activation. It was typically didn't always have Hogaak. It started with Hogaak and Deathrite Shamans, and then it moved to more of a Gaia's Cradle, Hex Drinker version, and then it basically completely fell out of favor and has seen very little play since then. I decided to honor this request because I will not be making an Aggrovine video in my 11-part Vintage Vanguard series going over the 11 most played decks in Vintage because Aggrovine is no longer one of the most played decks in Vintage. This deck is very different from the last iteration of Aggrovine, the Cradle Vine, the Hex Drinkers and stuff, because I think you just need to adapt what you're trying to do for the current metagame. And the current metagame, at the time I made this deck list, was very Lurrus heavy, very mono white heavy, very dredge heavy. What I wanted to do was play more of like a turbo Hogaak shell that could actually compete with Lurrus. And the problem with Lurrus was really that Orcish Bowmasters from opposing Lurrus players was really, really too strong for Cradlevine with no removal to beat. And so what I did is I reimagined the deck, and it's actually going to probably have a completely different matchup spread than traditional Aggrovine, because this is a deck that actually cares a lot about Bazaar of Baghdad. And we're going to go Serum Powdering for our Bazaar of Baghdad. There are subsets of hands that we can keep that are just black mana and black spells, but for the most part, we are looking to play a Bazaar of Baghdad on turn one, and we actually are pretty weak to Leyline and Graveyard Hate in comparison to a traditional Cradle version of Aggrovine. That being said, we actually have ways to remove opposing Bowmasters and play our game, and of course, go over the top with as many Hogaaks as possible. I've decided that the initial version of this deck that I made didn't have enough interaction for the current format, so I had also included the scam package of Grief and Reanimate, as well as Cabal Therapy, Poxwalkers, for a little bit more interaction. This deck is going to be extremely bad against the combo decks of the format. It's going to be very bad against Jewel. It's going to be very bad against Doomsday. You do have some game in those matchups. It's going to be pretty bad against Oath. But, you know, this is really, really turbo geared to beat Lurrus. So we'll have to see if that actually comes to fruition. We basically, like I said, we're of a Bazaar deck, so we're playing Hollow Ones and pitching Root Wallas, but I've decided not to include red Root Wallas because I need to fit all of these other cards, and red Root Wallas don't cast Hogaak. We're returning Poxwalkers and Vengevines from the yard. I don't have Bloodghast because I just ran out of space here. We do have Stitcher Supplier, which is the ultimate turbo Hogaak card. Very strong with Hogaak, as it also casts Hogaak and fills the graveyard. The mana base is a little interesting as well. We're playing a big number of Urborgs and Cabal Pits. Urborg is because simply playing a swamp or one black source is not going to be good enough to cast Orcish Bowmasters when you need to cast Orcish Bowmasters. So Urborg turning your Bazaar into a swamp, so on turn 2 you can just cast Bowmaster, is very, very important. Cabal Pit is basically a swamp with some upside here. If you have 7 or more cards in your yard, you can use it to remove a Lurrus or a Bowmaster or something like that. So it's going to give us a little bit of additional insurance because traditionally these decks just really can't beat opposing Bowmasters. So yeah, I went 4-1 with this deck in a league at the same time that Fire Truck went 5-0 with this deck in a league, like very similar iterations with some different sideboard cards and maybe a couple different choices in the main. That being said, that was over a week ago, and the Magic Online metagame moves very fast. And since then, Jewel has shot up in popularity to one of the most played decks in the format with a very high win rate. And I would not really want to play this deck into Jewel. It's lacking the collector oofs of a traditional Cradlevine or Aggrovine, or even the old school Hogaak list used to play Deathrite and collector oof. If that's the case, if the format ends up shifting back into this artifact combo area, then this version of the deck, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think that's also like a pretty good representation of the fact that you need to be changing your deck week to week. The Vintage is in a format where you just show up with your same deck from 2 months ago. You can because of the power level of the deck, but if you want to be really giving yourself the highest chance to win, you need to be looking at what people are playing and metagaming for that, especially on Magic Online and especially in Vintage challenges. Yeah, so what we're going to do is take this in through a Magic Online League for Randall. Thank you for Randall for the support, and I will see you in round 1. All right, here we go. Opponent was last seen on a 4-color Lurrus deck. That should be pretty interesting, but didn't reveal a companion before mulliganing, so maybe has switched it up a little bit. I'm going to powder, even though I'm losing 2 Root Wallas and 2 Hollow Ones. Quite the costly powder, but this powder not as costly, but also powdered. And then there's a keep. Kind of an unfortunate keep with double powder in this hand, but I don't think I would powder away a Bazaar, so. Tropical Island. Are we just gonna get turn 1 Oath? Our deck is not beating turn 1 Oath. Okay. Yep. Oath is another deck that has taken a bit of a downturn, which is a good thing for our deck. But because we have opted out of Force of Vigor in the main, and Force of Vigor is in our sideboard, we have no way to deal with a resolved turn 1 Oath, especially on the draw where we didn't get to grief our opponent. That being said, I do think that I will play through this game. We could do something that involves returning a bunch of Vengevines at the same time. So, well, I mean, this is, like I said, we're trying very hard to beat Lurrus. And by trying hard to beat Lurrus, you are making your deck weaker against other things. The biggest problem with this plan of putting a bunch of Vengevines in my yard and trying to kill my opponent that way is I don't have any squeeze to like retain card advantage. So is Lurrus the thing? Lurrus has been the thing for a very long time. But post-restriction Lurrus is super the thing. It's like 25% of the field, 56% win rate plus. I don't really see this. My opponent had 3 cards left in their hand. I see absolutely no reason to cast Grief. You know, the deck got better. Saga got restricted, and the deck got better because now it can actually use lands to play spells. The deck can actually play the Psychic Frog, which is actually just much stronger. I think every deck that wasn't Sphere Shops that played for Saga got better after Saga was restricted. But that's just what the evidence suggests. You can make your own, theories on why that is the case. That's personally my theory. Jesus, they drew Tinker as well. Okay. It definitely look. I mean, this is gonna make my opponent lose a bunch of life. So maybe there's an out here. I mean, I'm extremely so. To return Vengevines from the yard, it costs 2 creatures to cast. I need to keep as many cards in hand as I possibly can, and there are very few cards that my opponent could have in their hand that I want to grief. I don't think it's remotely close. My opponent did hit the Forbidden Orchard, though, so we are extremely dead. All right, I'm just going to concede. All right, the good news is we have 4 Force of Vigors to bring in. The bad news is that doesn't really help enough. This is a pretty nice one, though, because 4 Bowmasters just come out. The Bowmasters are just not very good in this matchup. So yeah, we get to be on the play, though. So Grief Reanimate is really good here. Grief Reanimate is especially good against Oath, because if they have an Atraxa in their hand, you can Grief the Atraxa and then reanimate it. But yeah. I think it's statistically clear at the moment that decks that played Saga are better now because of Saga being restricted. Lurrus decks are 54, 55% win rate. Jewel Shops, 53% win rate. That's just how it is. I mean, these are the swamps I own on my account. I have very nice, beautiful old frame cards, and no matter what, someone's gonna complain. All right. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm set about this hand, but if they play a turn 1 Oath, it is certainly not good against turn 1 Oath. Ooh. Ooh. Should we just reanimate a Hogaak? Just take 12 life, reanimate 12 power, and attack. It's kind of a weird play, but it's certainly a play I haven't made very much in my life. All right, I'm going to cast Reanimate on my Hogaak. I'm also going to cast Reanimate on my Vengevine. Attack. Okay, F6. Please don't play an Oath or a Show and Tell. I can tell you that is a sequence of plays I have never made in my entire life. I have never gone Black Lotus, Reanimate Hogaak, Reanimate Vengevine. Time Walk, Mana Crypt. This looks bad for me. No, Gak is not back. I am just fulfilling a request. Black? So this is going to be a tutor for an Oath of Druids? I mean, if they didn't have a Time Walk, this would be fine, because I would Wasteland. I guess that actually wouldn't work. So this is 4/12. They could die to Mana Crypt. Well, 50-50. We either win or we win. I guess if they have like another Mox and they can show, like if they show and tell Atraxa. So one thing I did consider was, oh, now they're brainstorming. One thing I did consider was adding Karakas to the sideboard to try to like tempo out an Oath matchup, because you can see in this game, especially where we're on the play, one turn of Karakasing an Atraxa might just be enough. And that's been the case for me. So it's going to be an Oath anyways. 50-50. Oh, Beseiju. Huh? I guess Swamp. Okay. Attack. I guess I'm going to hit the black source. All right. I mean, we still are probably losing to Show and Tell Atraxa for what it's worth. And they also won their flip. Twice. Yep. Okay. Oh, Sarah's Emissary. Cute. Okay. I mean, they can still lose to Mana Crypt, so I'm definitely going to play this one out. But I am at 9 life because I did lose 12 life to reanimate all of my creatures. Okay, I will Wasteland your tropical island. All right, I need to win 2 flips. They won a good. How do they win every flip? How they just won every single flip? Come on now. I wish my Mana Crypt did this. Chat knows my Mana Crypt always loses, but my opponent's Mana Crypts never lose. Sag. Still name creatures, right? Damn. So close. All right, round 2. We're up against Matthias. Matthias has been playing some Jewel, so that's a bad sign for anyone keeping track at home. Where are the Lurrus gamers? Where are they? I need the Lurrus gamers. Our deck cannot be Jewel. Like, in any capacity. Wait, Jewel doesn't play Probe. Are we safe? Jewel doesn't play Probe. The full list of bad matchups, not Lurrus decks. I think we're good against Mono White Initiative. I think we're good against Lurrus. I think we're good against Dredge. I think we're probably okay versus Breach, and we're good against Sultai, and we're thoughts. It's Scam. It's Scam. We're probably good against Scam. I'm gonna tell you right now. I think we're probably good against Scam until they Leyline of the Void us, and then we're probably bad against Scam. They just griefed our Vengevine. Are they gonna reanimate our Vengevine? God bless. My opponent just reanimated my Vengevine. This is vintage right here. Grief your Vengevine, reanimate it. There's nothing quite like vintage. Okay. Yeah, I would not put those as cards I'm interested in having. Okay. That is not great. Maybe they'll Ghost Quarter us. Take 4. Pass? Okay. Hogaak. Okay. I'll activate Bazaar. Grief. Hollow one. All right. I think Gak, reanimate, and Wasteland to the yard, and then we play another Bazaar and activate. I mean, I really wish I hit a black source. I want to catch Stitcher's Supplier, really. These cards are not good. All right, well, this thing blocks, so probably gets forced. Sure. I mean, I could have griefed it, but I felt like these cards were more important. Like, griefing down to 0 cards here doesn't seem correct to me. Is this Ponder? I mean, it made sense that my opponent had a force. Like, I feel like you could make the read the opponent had a force, but I don't feel like it was correct to force it and, like, play a hollow one. But it deals with the immediate problem, so maybe it was worth it. I don't know. I feel like we can deal with the immediate problem in other ways, but... All right, well... Not if I don't draw a swamp. If I don't draw a swamp, then... I mean, now I'm screwed, though, because if I activate again, I go to 1 card. I drew no Root Wallas, no swamps, no nothing. I didn't even draw Cabal Therapy or anything. It's not good. But activating again is, like, super bad, too. I have 3 Hogaaks in the yard. Okay, I guess, I was not destined to win this. I guess I should have, I mean, if hindsight, I should have griefed my opponent's Force of Will and played a hollow one. I'm how many cards deep? I'm 20 cards deep, and I've seen none of my black sources. Wasteland. Demonic Tutor. Sure. Another reanimate on our Hogaak. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine drawing any worse than I did in this game. I don't even think there's a draw that gets me out anymore. It's terrible, man. These bizarre decks are so bad. Obviously, I was supposed to play my land first here. That's just crazy, though. Like, I seriously just drew none of the cards that mattered in the top half of my deck. I could have played this a little bit better, though. I would have still lost that game if I had gone for, like, the Grief Hollow one angle, but maybe I could have, like, double activated an upkeep, and it would have been slightly better. I mean, I don't think I'm supposed to play removal or leyline. I just need to draw better. I mean, I guess they're bringing in leyline, right? So I probably do need to play Vigors. Our deck is probably not going to be strong enough. I don't know. Like, that whole game, I was just looking for 3 Cabal Pits, 3 Orbargs. Black Lotus thing is 8 sources. Root Walla, 12 cards. Like a therapy. I mean, I guess there's not actually that many hits. I don't know. I was drawing like 4 cards a turn, 5 cards a turn, though. Having none of my 8 black sources, none of my 9 black sources in my top 30 cards is a little unlucky. We're going 05 tonight. We are snap going 05 tonight. Like, my opponent's hand was just not very strong either. This hand slaps. This is Grief Reanimate and Bizarre. We could even do something with therapy, possibly. Probably not, though. Ah, Leyline. Well, I hope there's something good for us to reanimate on their side, so... They have Force, too! Alright, I see you, opponent. Hmm. I guess we're still gonna activate and try to find that. I guess it's these? I don't really know if, like, Vigoring a Leyline here is a winning play, but... it's something. Black Lotus. Clap, clap, huh? I would rather draw Wasteland. All right, I will Wasteland. I think what I'm gonna probably do is Bizarre activate. Maybe I won't. Like, I could play Bowmaster. I could like Bizarre activate on their turn and then Bizarre activate in my upkeep. Yeah, it's probably correct. Like, if they Bowmaster, I just lose this game anyways. Yeah, they should have Bowmaster too. So my opponent had Black Lotus, Force of Will with blue card, Leyline, Bowmaster, huh? All right. It's a clap clap angle. I even boarded out all my Bowmasters. Do Scam really play Bowmaster these days? My Scam list definitely did not play Bowmaster, but that was pre... there were Bowmasters everywhere. All right. I mean, I don't think I can play... I guess I can theoretically play through this with a Hogaak. So let's at least go one more turn here. Oh, no, I can't play this with a Hogaak because my opponent will just Bowmaster it. All right, I don't actually think we can play through this, which is why I made the deck that had Bowmasters in it. All right, I'll concede. I mean, my opponent's hand was top 1%, so. All right, let's try this again. Definitely think I could have changed my sideboarding plan if I had known my opponent would be on Bowmasters, but I haven't seen any scam lists with Bowmasters, so. Oh, sideboard Bowmasters. I didn't look there. Yeah, just can't cast spells. Okay, this one's nice. We got Bazaar, we got a Grief. This is probably get rid of a Wasteland. Kind of depends on what Grief sees. Really depends on what our opponent's playing. Maybe we can just get rid of one of the Poxwalkers. The Poxwalkers are like pretty weak in this deck. I think there needs to be more ways of turning them on. So let's do Grief. I just need to know what my opponent's playing here, unfortunately, before I can like make choices with my Bazaar. Like if I were to just Bazaar first to try to like use Grief to return Vengevine, then if my opponent ends up being on Dredge or Bazaar or something and I get rid of my Wasteland, it's super bad for me. I can still get 2 spells with this Vengevine and this Grief anyways. Like a Root Wallow will return this Vengevine, so... Or a Hollow one. Oh. My opponent has a main deck Force of Despair, and they are playing Putrid Imp, Vengevine, Reanimator stuff? I see. Unfortunately, I feel like that deck is going to be pretty good against me. If I had a Swamp, I could reanimate the Archon. But I don't have a Swamp. So I think I'm going to take the Deathrite Shaman, which is going to be really good against our deck. And then we're going to see if we can go like Vengevine Rootwalla or Vengevine Hollow one here. Obviously, they have Force of Despair, so Hollow one's a bit worse. I'm going to definitely keep this Orborg. I would love to have reanimated an Archon of Cruelty. But I guess my opponent has that covered with a Force of Despair. Though if they play a Putrid Imp and then they don't draw a Black Source, but then we'd have to grief them again somehow. What a game. Things are definitely happening. I assume Putrid Imp's happening. Is it going to discard Vengevine? Like, do you draw Rootwalla, return Vengevine here or something? Pretty sick. I don't have any green sources, so like, I drew the Rootwalla now. All right. So I can't return my Vengevine. If I draw 2 and discard the... So if I draw like a Stitcher's Supplier here, I could play Orborg and then reanimate the Vengevine, and then everything gets Force of Despaired. I could just reanimate the Deathrite, but again, the Deathrite doesn't really help me very much here. I could reanimate a Grief and take their Force of Despair. Let's just activate Hollow one. Okay, so I can return my Vengevine and get my whole board wiped here. Is that what I want to do? Like, just play Orborg so I can activate on upkeep and then return everything. Yeah, it's probably correct. Getting the Archon out of their hand is also, like, not a bad thing for me. Getting the Archon into exile, I should say. Because I'm not really beating a resolved Archon. So... There's obviously some downside to playing Orborg against my opponent's deck as well. I guess I'm getting main deck Force of Despaired. I really... oh, they didn't... Oh, they drew a Grief for turn, so they still have Archon. Well, that's, like, the worst case scenario. Doesn't really get much worse than that. But my opponent's deck doesn't do anything right now, so there's that. Right now, their hand is Vengevine Bayou Archon +1 with a Putrid Imp in play. I have a Bazaar, which is basically better Putrid Imp, I guess. Some would say it's a better Putrid Imp. Yeah, I mean, it's not going well. Did they draw Reanimate or something? Oh, they drew a Deathrite Shaman. They drew a Deathrite Shaman? That's not good either. All right. I'll keep Bizarre activation. I drew the Bowmaster. I mean, the Bowmaster would be kind of good here. Now they... No, I drew a Syrup Powder. Oh, no. It's all just going so badly. If I draw that in the other order, it's so much better. I think we're dead. I think we're going to lose to Putrid Imp. I mean, they discarded Avengevine. Okay, and now what? Do you have 2 creature spells somehow? What do we get by discarding Avengevine here? They discarded an Archon. Hollow one. Oh, they discarded it so the hollow one would be cost reduced. Okay, I understand now. Okay, yeah, sure. I hope I draw Reanimate for their Archon. I have 3 more Reanimates in my deck. Oh, I guess they have a Deathrite Shaman, so I can't Reanimate their Archon unless they eat my Vengevine. That's kind of a problem. This is all this is a problem. A Wasteland would probably be helpful. A Hogaak. I don't have creatures though. Should I wait 1 turn here so that I can have access to more? I'm gonna wait 1 turn here. I'm gonna lose my Vengevine this turn and then get hit for 5. But I need to have more options than just +2, -3 down to 1 card. I think that would be a little too weak. This league is cursed, I think. Wait, black? No. Opponent, eat the Vengevine. Black? That's so aggressive. No, all right. Here we go. Green. Green? Yeah, green. Eat the Vengevine. Okay, that makes sense to me. All right. All right, Urborg of their own. Fair enough. Attacks for 5. Down to 14. Draw. Strip Mine. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so now I can Strip Mine their green source and turn off their Deathrite Shaman. So now I can activate Find a Reanimate and Reanimate Archon. That was good. Maybe the league is saved. Is the league saved? I still need to find a Reanimate before I have less than 8 health here. So probably I have 2 turns to find a Reanimate. Oh, I guess not. If they decide to shoot me with the Deathrite, I don't actually have 2 turns to find the Reanimate. I have to find it right now. Oh, they're gonna eat the Bowmaster. Sure. Okay. Activate Bizarre. Help! Deck, help! Let's go. Do. Archon of Cruelty. GG's. The league is saved. The league has been saved. God bless. I needed this in my life. At least there's something that happened in this video that is worth sharing. Oh, you love to see it. My opponent is contemplating their life here. I assume discard. Yeah. Okay. Yo, what if I use Archon of Cruelty to cast a Hogaak? Is that gaming or? That was exactly the perfect setup. Draw the Strip Mine, get rid of the green source, draw the Reanimate, win the game. Beautiful. Fantastic. Extraordinary. I miss Archon of Cruelty. Archon of Cruelty won me a Pro Tour invite. Sweet magic card. Big. Drew another Future Imp. Allowed. I think we have this one. I am worried about post board though. Opponent might just like have a ton of hate. All right, so I want to start by attacking with the Archon of Cruelty to draw an extra card for our Bazaar of Baghdad. And I gain 3 life, which is always a good time. So if they want to block, then they have to. They can't. Okay, there's no blocking. There's just sacrificing. And now we have another swamp. Perfect. Just what I wanted. When all my lands are swamps. All right, so now we have a Bazaar activation. Bazaar gets activated. What do we got? Anything good? Anything fun? Any creatures that I can put in the battlefield? Eat. We got an eat. We could have done this at the beginning and then F6 or something. No eat. Or grief. Oh, these cards stink. Oh, wait. I'm just going to play this Wasteland out, but I'm not going to Wasteland this Orborg. I want to Wasteland something that matters. And the Orborg doesn't feel like it matters. Unless they have, like, Carring Nightmare or something. I don't know. Are they dead next turn to this? This thing clocks so fast. 9 in the air every turn, drawing cards, gaining life. I guess they attack. I don't really think about life totals when I'm attacking and gaining life every turn. I guess I could have kept the grief and cast it. What'd they draw? They don't have a removal spell in their deck that kills an Archon of Cruelty, right? They don't have a go for the throat. No. They're going to exile and deal me 2. Okay. Death rate is down. And you have a card in your hand. Are we getting rid of it? Oh, it was an endurance. Okay. All right, you're now at 2. I'm gonna activate my Bazaar. I am going to no, we are not in a mirror. Let me tell you, we are not playing the mirror at the moment. I'm gonna discard these cards, play my Bazaar, and use my Bazaar to ping my opponent to 1 and Wasteland them, and we'll call it a day. Okay. All right, that game was absolutely saved from the brink there. I only have 1 ley line, which is the perfect number of ley lines for anyone asking at home. We'll bring that ley line in, and then the question is, will my opponent have ley lines? We definitely need to hedge towards them having ley lines, so at least some cards need to come out. I don't believe Cabal therapies are going to be super valuable here, but I do like the idea of dismembering things. Maybe Orcish. If the opponent has Orcish Bowmasters in their deck, I want to have Bowmasters, but I don't know if they have Bowmasters because they're on a brew, which makes it kind of hard. It's gone. Archon is very ephemeral, you know. It comes, it goes. Maybe we'll have another one. This game, you never know. We could have an Archon. That was... I just don't know. Like, what do we think's on our opponent's deck? Do we think they have 4 ley lines? They had a main deck Force of Despair. What do we think is in the sideboard of a player who registers Force of Despair in the main? Nah. It's perfect. Our deck is perfect. Have you not seen the 04 we started with? Force of Despair. What are we beating with Force of Despair? What's problem are we solving by having a main deck Force of Despair? Well, I can technically answer Bowmaster with the Dismember postboard, so I don't think we 100% need to have our own Bowmaster. And I'm always bringing the Dismembers because my opponent's on Deathray Shaman anyways. This deck is cool. Unfortunately, it does not look playable. I believe we passed the 1 day window where this deck was 9-1, and now there is no more days. All right, let's try again. We did reanimate our opponent's Archon in game 1, so who knows? Okay, we got a Force. Okay, not a Force. This is a Grief. It's like a Force, but an Elemental. I mean, we're going to keep this. I'll have you know, all three of us constructed this independently. Kind of. Actually, no. Fire Truck doesn't get credit. Fire Truck stole from me. Jordan gets credit. Independently. Let's keep. Fire Truck stole from me and then immediately 5-0'd with my list. So that goes to show you who is the more powerful Necromancer. So anyone who wanted to guess Leyline of the Void in their 7-card hand would have been correct. Notably, very good against me, for anyone keeping track. Whoa, the Leyline go? The Leyline go. I'm gonna do... So, like, what do I need to cast this? I need 7 creatures in play? That seems like a lot of creatures. I'm gonna play a Cabal Pit. I'm gonna pass. And I'm gonna work my way to 3 mana and cast a Poxwalkers. If I find a Reanimate, I will Grief my opponent. And I might do that next turn. Like, I might do a Bazaar and try to find Urborg and Reanimate and, like, get rid of Rootwalla and Stitcher Supplier or something. I'm not sure. Oh, they have a Cabal Pit? They also have a Cabal Pit. Oh, I found a Reanimate. Based and good. All right, I'm going to Grief my opponent, and I am going to pitch Stitcher's Supplier. I guess I should probably pitch Hogaak, but Hogaak is a green card for Force of Vigor, so... All right. Show me an Archon of Cruelty, please. Any Archons of Cruelty? Hollow One, Vengevine Vigor, Reanimate. I see. I guess I'd rather have a Vengevine. So it doesn't get vigored. All right. I will reanimate your Vengevine. Thank you. Nice Leyline. Nice Leyline, opponent. Should I Wasteland them? I feel like this is a Wasteland them angle. Boop. All right. Who is the better Cabal pit deck? That's what you all come to vintage streams for, right? To find out who has the better Cabal pit deck. All right. Strip mine. I can go the distance. If my opponent can reanimate my Vengevine and go the distance, I can reanimate my opponent's Vengevine and go the distance. Bazaar of Baghdad. That's a little rude, don't you think? Uh-oh. You spelled best wrong. Sorry to inform you. Double Vengevine Root Walla Hollow when we're losing. We're gonna lose. They drew Vengevine Root Walla Bazaar. Uh-oh. That's crazy, man. They drew 2 Vengevines. They had 1 Vengevine, I guess. Hello? Game? Hello? Where's my Force of Despair? That's crazy. That's wild. That is very bad for me. I guess my Vengevine is not going the distance. I don't know really. What is the play here? What is the play? I need hollow ones, please. Oh wait, they have a vigor in their hand. This is my opponent is so good. I can technically live for 1 turn here, but I'm not gonna win after, so. All right, I've been bested. Let me bring in the 4 vigors. So they do have Bazaars in their deck. We didn't know for sure that they had Bazaars in their deck. These Poxwalkers just don't return enough because I don't have like the ball therapies in. I think I want these Bowmasters back in. Especially if my opponent's gonna leyline me. I can play a Bowmaster, it might be good enough. I didn't think they had Bazaar in their deck because they had a Putrid Imp, which was, I guess, silly of me to assume. What are we gonna get out of here though? I was paid to do it. I mean, I like Countervine because Countervine's a blue deck, but Countervine's also not a very good deck. So I'm gonna trim some Hogaak. They're attacking me, my mana base too much, or sorry, my graveyard too much. Let's trim some Hogaaks and some Stitcher suppliers here. No, you did not. Everyone can thank Randall for my pain and anguish tonight. Though to be fair, Randall wanted me to play the Cradle like traditional Aggrovine deck, but I feel like that deck is not playable in the current state of vintage. Though it would have been better tonight so far with the matchups we've had, so. What do I know? I just speak out of my butt. That being said, I guess this is useless for the people watching on YouTube, but tomorrow my Vintage Vanguard episode about Countervine comes out. So the bug episode went up on Monday, and the Countervine episode is going up tomorrow. So Friday. So actually, by the time this video comes out for anyone watching on YouTube, make sure you go check out the Vintage Vanguard episodes if you're interested in learning about all of the vintage decks that are commonly played. That being said, I did not film the Doomsday one the other day, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all these done in time. Anyways, my opponent is taking their time trying to figure out how to board versus me, so I got to spout some nonsense. Don't know what else to... I don't know. But yeah, we got... I'd like to get all of those A to Z videos done, but they take like 5 hours to make. Because I'm talking for, I don't know, an hour more than an hour, and then I have a 40 minutes of gameplay, and then all the editing that goes into those ones. I'm actually doing a bunch of editing in those ones. It's hard to get the time. Okay, okay, let's go. I keep 7 card, but double bazaar. I'm a powerful wizard. Let's go. I need to put the USB stick down. Okay. All right, so is my opponent going to keep 0 mana Leyline hand again? No Bazaar, and then just easily get the Bazaar? No, it doesn't look like it. Am I going to get Force of Despair, chat? Oh, chat, am I going to get Force of Despair? All right, we can play around Force of Despair a little bit, though. We can do a little playing around Force of Despair. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast 1 Hollow One and then attack. Then see if my opponent Force of Despairs me. All right, they did not Force of Despair me. If my opponent is not Force of Despairing me, doesn't that mean I should just play both the Hollow Ones? I think so. I guess I could get Force of Vigored. But I want to win, so... We're safe. We did not get Force of Vigored. Oh, are they dead? Or do they have their own triple Hollow One draw? See, Bazaar is so broken. Just have to draw a Bazaar triple Hollow One Rootwell of Vendrine. Where's the Restrict Hollow One? Okay, here we go. How good is my opponent's Bazaar activation? Are they more powerful than me? That's the question. How many hollows are your... How many ones are your... How many vines are... How many... How many creatures are you going to put in play? Is it 17 free power on turn 1? Because that's what I got. I think it's fair, chat. It only seems fair. I can't believe my opponent kept no lands, no bazaars, Leyline go against me in game 2 and won. Isn't that illegal? Like, isn't that not illegal? It sounds a little illegal to me. I think they're dead. I think we turned 2 of them. Oh, nope, that's a hollow boy. All right, they're not dead now. They are simply hanging on. Okay. Ooh. Yes, good. Good. Does that kill them? If they block and they take 13 and then they activate Bazaar, they go to 1? No, they die, right? I think it's exactly lethal. Wait a second. Is this just Urborg Gaming? Is this perfect deck building? I think it is. Block, take 13, go to 3. Opponent activates Bazaar. I ping them for 1 and then ping them for 2, and they die. Also, we beat Tabernacle. No! All right. Okay. Okay. All right. The free double removal spell for my free double 4/4s. Fair enough. That's only valid. That's only fair. They're not... I mean, this Bowmaster still looks really good. No, this is every Vintage game. Absolutely true. True. This is a perfect look in at Vintage. There is nothing else happening. We would definitely be in a lot better space if our opponents were only playing the mirror with us. Or Borg of their own! Okay, all right. It is the no way they're passing the turn. Chat, come on. You can be real. No. Be serious. This is okay. Fair enough. Think they have their own bowmaster? We haven't seen any bowmasters yet from our opponent's deck. There's putrid imps in their deck. How are they fitting bowmasters? I just don't. I mean, come on. All right. It is what it is. They didn't even activate, so I guess they didn't want to activate. That's fine. Guess who also does? um. Let's think about this. Is there any attacks I can really make from here? I think it's just Vengevine. Because if they have a Bowmaster during blocks, then like if they block and shoot Bowmaster and kill another attacker, then I can't play in Hogaak, which would be really bad for me. So I feel like the answer here is just attack with Vengevine, and then second main, play a Gak. And play a Bazaar out as mana. And then if like they don't have their own Bowmaster, we can do like end of turn Bazaar activations to put cards in the yard. Though our deck doesn't really have a lot of good cards in the yard, huh? Because therapies are already away and we don't have Poxwalkers in. Maybe this deck is not very good. maybe this is not perfect deck building. It is in fact terrible deck building. Maybe we should pawn the deck off on Fire Truck. Ah, so they did have a Bowmaster of their own here. Good call from chat. Bowmaster, ping Bowmaster. I guess I could have activated Bazaar in response to this Bowmaster, and that would have been a better choice. So that's on me. I should have done that. Oh, they're going to triple block Vengevine? What? That is not the play I thought they were going to make. I guess they don't think they're going to activate their Bazaar in the rest of this game, but I'm okay with that. These cards are not very good. But I can put the Hogaak in my yard. So what I can do is I can just put the Hogaak in my yard, and then if I play the second Bazaar and I hit another Root Walla, then I can bring back a Vengevine this turn too. I did not. Okay. I guess there's no reason to exile more cards from my yard. All right, beat that. It's an 8/8. It tramples, even though the trample is the last word on the card for some reason. Interesting. Maybe they have a second Bowmaster. This play might make sense if they have a second Bowmaster, right? I should definitely have activated in response to the first Bowmaster on the stack, but I didn't, so. You can blame the Carmeltini here. I have built Battle Wits. You can definitely check out my channel. There's a Battle Wits in there somewhere. I think. Didn't I do that for my 250th Vintage League? I feel like I did. I feel like I did. Battle of Wits. Oh yeah, 250 cards for 200 leagues. 2022. There you go. I can't expect that it went very well, for what it's worth. But I don't remember. But if it did go really well, I think I would remember. All right, our opponent has been vanquished here. Putrid Imp does not beat Hogaak, apparently. All right. Ground 4. Rekindle. I've got I mean, this hand actually seems like this seems like a keepable non-bizarre hand. What do you think, chap? This hand has a lot of disruption. Are we getting turn 1 oathed? No, we're getting turn 1 ancestral recalled. Okay. So I'm thinking we lead Cabal Therapy and we name Force of Will. And then we cast Poxwalkers, recast Therapy, and get rid of... No. We could just straight up name Atraxa. And we could always use Bowmasters as a backup therapy. And then we have a lot of creatures to play the Hogaak. This seems pretty reasonable. I probably should have played Cabal Pit. All right, let's cast Cabal Therapy and target our opponent. And I'm going to name Atraxa because I don't want to have to name Force of Will. I'm so good at this game, chat. Oh, I'm so good at it. What? I named the wrong one? I'm so bad at this game. That's okay. I was just it's fine. 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 It's fine, chat. It's fine. I shouldn't have been drinking. That's my bad. That's on me. What did I name? I didn't even look, man. Atraxa. Wait, what is it called? What did I name? I named Praetor's Voice? I mean, I would never do that. I mean, I knew it was Grand Unifier. I must have just misclicked. It's fine. I must have just misclicked. So that's whatever. All right, I want to take the Serum Powder. I didn't hit a Bazaar. Unlucky. Strip Mine. Oh, I guess this can be Artifact. Hollow One. Stitcher Supplier as a creature. And then I can play this. Yeah. Okay. My bad. My bad. My bad. It's okay. It's weird. I knew it was Grand Unifier, but I must have just missed. So what I would have done in this situation is I would have taken the Demonic Tutor away with my Cabal Therapy. That way they can't DT for something bad. Like an Oath right now. I might lose this game, actually. Because of that misclick. Wow. It's kind of sad. My opponent top decked a Mock so they can play an Oath this turn, and then they're going to beat me with it. Damn. That's crazy. I guess I have a Cabal Pit, though. Maybe I can make it work. Like, I had a Strip Mine. So they had to top deck Mox for this to work. And they did. How do I win this game? I guess I attack and then reanimate the second Atraxa, or do I hold that for the next turn? So tilting. Guess that's why you don't drink and play Magic. I guess I have to hold that for the next turn, huh? Man, the fact that they found Mox here is just like the most tilting thing. Actually, uber punished. Because I don't think that wins. Why would I do a play that I don't think wins? They have Gaia's Blessing in their hand, too. Man, that was unlucky. Force, Oath, Strip. Into the Flood Maw. Nah, that's crazy. We're going to lose this game from the misclick. It didn't look like we were going to lose the game at the time, but now we're definitely going to lose the game. Because of this Into the Flood Maw bouncing Atraxa. They're going to Gaia's Blessing, right? Draw a card, ping you. Big. They put the other Atraxa back in their deck. Smart. They put the other Atraxa back in their hand. And they're gonna... I mean... Doesn't really work, though. I guess they'll have a Force now, probably. They didn't get a Force because they took Into the Flood Maw. I guess they just take the hit from the Hogaak. Alright, I guess we do just lose then. That's so annoying. Yeah. Okay. So I lost the game. Sorry, chap. That's on me. So it's really hard to actually win against Oath. So the fact that I made the right Cabal Therapy call and actually was going to win the game versus Oath is really sad. They didn't activate Oath here, though. Because they're scared because of Gaia's Blessing. And they can't force... Oh. I don't think that's good for you. I guess if they find Time Walk, it's good for them. But they missed on Time Walk. They found a bunch of Moxen and Forces. Though Negation is actually kind of annoying, because Force of Will they can't actually cast because of their life total. But they can actually cast Force of Negation. They took Force of Will, though. Wait, are we going to win this game? If I attack with just Hogaak, if I attack with this and they block here and they take 11 and they go, okay, that doesn't work. All right, well, if I start by reanimating Atraxa and try to bait the Force of Will, oh, I guess they can hardcast Force of Will. Oh, I should have wastelanded to prevent hardcast Force of Will. No, but it wasn't like the matchup isn't actually that bad if you're on the play. And I like did the play that makes us win the game on the play versus Oath. I guess we weren't even on the play, but like we would have won this game. I just like misclicked. I should have wastelanded. The problem with wastelanding is I should have wastelanded in my draw step is what I should have done. Because I needed to try to get them to force pitch pre-attack. I mean, now they could just block. Oh, well. All they need to do is find Time Walk, right? So... Like, once they find a Hogaak, an Oko, too, and Oko turns this off. Should have another one. I mean, at some point, I might be wide enough to actually attack through, too. But they just need to find a Time Walk, so... Yeah, all right. That's my fault. I just misclicked, I assume. It's going to make Marley... I mean, we actually would have beat him. Sadly. I assume I just, like, clicked the wrong one. Wait, what? Oh, that was the second one, wasn't it? Damn. Oh, we just went down to... Did I use my keyboard? Is that what happened? How'd that even happen? Oh, well. That's very odd. But yeah, this matchup is extremely bad, but when you can grief their attracts and reanimate it, that's how you usually win. Our opener hand was like one of the better ways we can win. I'm going to keep this one too and hope they have an attracts in their opening as well. This one is grief reanimate. So even if they don't have an Atraxa, we can still get them with 3/3 and double hit their hand. I'm definitely going to keep this, though. I think this is the kind of way we win the game in this matchup. Yeah, that's not good. Well, if they have an Atraxa, we probably win. If they don't have an Atraxa, we probably lose. Abrupt Decay? Does this even hit anything? All right, I think we lose then. I guess it hits my Mox, so I guess I'm not playing that. Own arrow, huh? Brainstorm. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to fix the hand for sure. Nothing quite like getting rid of an Abrupt Decay with the one Brainstorm. Are we getting show and telled? Whoa, what a beast. All right, cool. We can just concede. All right, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. That one's on me, apparently. I down arrowed. All right, one more time. This deck has not performed well, but we've also played against quite possibly the worst possible matchups. So, powder and powder, and also I misclicked the winning play. We don't talk about that though. And powder. Wait, how are we gonna powder 21 cards and then just not have a Bazaar and Earth opener? Be serious. Okay, I think this is actually a keep though. Grief, Reanimate, Bowmaster, Hogaak is a pretty acceptable keep. The fact that we mold to 7 and 6 after losing 21 cards and no Bazaars is sus. It is what it is. I kind of hope we draw a different black card because if we get a turn, I guess. Because I kind of want to have Bowmasters as my way of playing Gak, though I guess I would need extra help for the play Gak anyways. Uh-huh. 3 cards left in hand. Tinker? Okay, chat. I think the league is cursed. It's cursed. We've done a whole lot of Force of Vigor would be very good in the main in this league. And I very specifically cut Force of Vigor because it wasn't good in the main when I built the deck. I don't know. It does feel like a colossal low roll, but at the same time, it does also think the deck is just probably poorly built. Okay. Sure. I mean, they fueled our graveyard. So, you know, we got that going for us. Didn't they also play a second land out? I guess it was probably playing a Flusterstorm or something, but kind of odd. They didn't need to play a second land out, right? Or did they need to play the land to play Soul Ring? No, they played Soul Ring. Wait, how'd they time walk with a Mox? They shouldn't need to play land. All right, whatever. You got me. You got me. I'm dead. I like Vigor in this matchup, but I don't really like Null Rod that much. Because I think Bowmaster is actually good here. Because they're a 4 Ponder deck now. Though I guess I kind of need Dismember to kill Hull Breacher. I don't. There's not enough room to play all the cards that I want to play. There are so many cards that beat us. Wait, why does every card in the format beat us? Anyone know? Anyone know why every card in the format beats us? Where are the Lurrus decks? You can check out the Unpowered channel in the Discord. I made an Unpowered channel for people who are trying to do Unpowered decks. But for the most part, Legacy decks don't really translate Unpowered into Vintage. Except for Red Prison. That's about the only one. But yeah. I mean, if we were on the play in that game, I think we had a legitimate chance of winning because we would have had Grief, Reanimate, Grief, take their 2 best cards, and we probably win. But we lost the die roll. I feel like we've lost the die roll in every time the die roll was important to win, we've lost it. Which seems not great. I think I'd rather keep a hollow one than one of my... losing 3 black lands is a lot, but... This hand is actually really bad for a Bizarre hand. But my opponent is mulliganing really deep, so... Maybe they're trying to find a ley line, and we can get them good with a ley line. Because if they're playing the stock and standard Grixis list, it's got like 4 ley line, 3 needle in it, so... I'm probably just playing Bizarre and passing anyways, because these cards are just not very good. I think this is a situation where I would actually, because the stock Grixis list doesn't play with Flusterstorm anymore, I would probably let my opponent draw and see if they like put a needle into play as well. Maybe that's greedy. If they like mold a 4 and play a ley line, So most of the time, it's correct to Vigor here in the upkeep before they draw an extra card and before they can play a land and play Flusterstorm. But here, I think it actually makes sense to like see if they'll play a Needle to go along with it, or some like Moxen to go along with it, or that. Yeah, or that, or that. Uh-huh. I'm gonna keep the second Vigor just in case it doesn't resolve. A classic Urza's Saga, everyone. Clap, clap, clap. Restricted magic card, by the way. Restricted magic card, by the way. Oh, I would have had double Root Wall a hollow one. Who's the idiot now? No, sorry, not double Root Wall Hogaak. If I had just thought that I would resolve it, could have had double Root Wall bring back my guy. I guess I could just hard cast Grief here, actually. Kind of a banger. They mulled too greedy and too deep, and I had both Vigors in my hand. All right. Big. We actually got a game win. I will say that based on the decks we have played tonight, this deck construction is not good. This deck construction was very much geared to beat a Lurrus deck, and like I got rid of Collector Roof and Force of Vigor. Mainly Force of Vigor is the big one. Force of Vigor I don't find to be like particularly strong anymore, with the restriction of Saga and the One Ring being in Jewel Shops. And like there are just like not very many matchups where you actually want Vigor. But Underworld Breach and Oath are the two matchups where you really need main deck Force of Vigor. So a little unfortunate. I got Leyline and 7 this time. Probably just a hard cast Grief angle. What do you got for me? Frog Bolt Breach Twister. I see. I see. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this frog, and then they're going to bolt my Grief, and I'm going to reanimate their frog. I'm going to wasteland them, too. Oh, baby, it's all coming together, chat. We're going to get a match win. Let's go. Yes, I accept. I absolutely, under all circumstances, accept. I have a Psychic Frog. You do not have a Psychic Frog. And I wasteland your Volcanic Island. And the game is officially better for me. I was going to say over, but then I feel like that would be a little premature. Glad I have a Swamp here to pay for my Psychic Frog. I elect to pay for my Psychic Frog. How big do I want to make the Psychic Frog, chat? Is the answer a 5/5? Because the answer sure seems like a 5/5 to me. Whoop. 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 Attack for 5. Oh, wait. No! The Psychic Frog discard 5 cards, play hollow. Oh, wait, I don't have a land for this. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. I will never make a drink and play Magic ever again. That's what I think. I think that's what I've decided here. My bad. I got a little hyphy here. Mistakes were made. It's okay. It's okay. It's not like they kept in Pyroblast for Psychic Frog. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. It is going to be no problem. I, I mean, for a Senpai deck, we might need to. I mean, they're almost at Time Twister. Mm-hmm. All right. If they Time Twister, I guess we can make our thing an 8/8. They spin, they find a land, they Time Twister, they hit a Mox, and they breach kill us or something. I don't know. Seems like we could lose. I guess I could have done one more damage here. Does it matter? Probably not. Probably not. I also could have not played a hollow one for nothing. for actual factual nothing. I did it just because it was a really cool play to make after discarding 5 cards to Psychic Frog. All right, chat. Do they have the out? Is it land Time Twister into combination gaming? Or does their own frog beat them to death? No! No, 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 no. It's not Demonic Tutor Strip Mine, right? There's no Strip Mine in the list, right? Right? No, 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 no. Please don't Strip Mine my basic swamp and kill the frog. I will never recover from that mentally. I will mentally never recover from that. I will be so sad. Please just be Black Lotus Time Twister. Please just be Black Lotus Time Twister. Please. Just be Black Lotus Time Twister. Oh my god. I think I would have died inside. I think it would have been over for me, chat. The no strip mine gaming. All right. Wait, what? Oh god, is this deterministic? This isn't deterministic, right? They don't have enough. They don't have enough cards in their yard for this, right? 1, 2, 3. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Are they missing something? Is somebody missing something? Spin? That's better than Twister? Huh? Draw? Fetch? Oh no, fetch is enough? They just blind spun? They didn't even spin first? Is this enough? 3? This? Oh, it's enough, isn't it? Or is it not? They need triple, they need black and then they need blue. Oh no, I think it's enough. Fetches. Oh no. Wait, no. That's not enough. That's still one short, yeah? That's still one short. Are they gonna YOLO for a Lotus Petal? The Lotus is exiled. Do they have a removal spell for the frog? Or are they gonna just try to hit Petal in the top 18? Plays are being made. No, it should just be Petal and Lotus if it's the list I'm thinking of, which it probably is. Psychic Frog to block? Oh, I can't actually dismember because I have to pay for the Underworld Tabernacle. Maybe if I draw a land here. Nope, that's a Root Wallow. Oh, I can't jump my frog, so... Bash. They live. They live. Their hand is Twister, right? So they can Twister this turn here. But they lost their Black Lotus. It's really hard to Twister and win without a Black Lotus. Hold on. Boop. 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 Put it in play for fun. It's gonna die, but... Ooh, a Vigor. Ooh, a piece of candy. This is a... Yes! Yes! We actually won 2 matches. Okay, so in the end, we went 2 and 3, and we had a better chance of winning one of the games versus Oath, but obviously I threw the game we should have won with Oath. But that doesn't mean we wouldn't have lost the next 2 games because that matchup is basically unplayable. So honestly, when you look at it that way, didn't we do a lot of winning? when you look at it that way, didn't we do a lot of winning? Like we didn't play against Lurrus, so we didn't get to test the theory. The theory was that this kind of deck would look better against Lurrus than it would against a traditional Cradle Vine. We played against no Lurrus, and instead we played against Oath twice, which is by far the worst possible matchup. We played against Breach, and we played against kind of a pseudo mirror. You know, so like I would legitimately say that our deck constructed this way for the opponents we played in this league was worse than a normal Cradle Vine, Aggrovine deck would have been. That being said, obviously you can you can improve on that, you know, putting in we put against Scam too. I think our matchup versus Scam is actually quite good. We lost because Matthias clapped on us. But like I actually think the Scam matchup is probably extremely good. It just unfortunately didn't go our way. That being said, we don't actually have as much, you know, I could have put more ley lines in my sideboard, that kind of thing. Obviously, if we had Vigors, we'd have a better chance of beating Oath, but even then, it's like still really, really bad. Obviously, Vigor kills Oath, but they also have Show and Tell, which is a problem. I think to beat Oath, you would probably need Force of Vigors in the main, Caracas in the board, and then you're still probably like 40-60, so it's really not worth it. If you expect to play against Oath, you really just shouldn't play like a non-Force of Will creature deck. That's just not how that works. So, but I hope you enjoyed this at least a little bit. I apologize for gamers who are averse to misclicks and bad plays, exclamation mark F6s in those. But this is kind of a nice little display of trying different things and changing your deck up. Sadly, we couldn't play against any Lurrus in this league, but that's how it goes. If you want to see more content like this one, new vintage videos on my YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.